This week in Technology Report, the US Department of Justice wants Google Chrome to be sold. An AI grandmother is wasting scammers' time. It's revealed that Pegasus software has been infecting through WhatsApp for years, and admin security is being enhanced in Windows 11. Welcome to the Technology Report, where I bring you the latest tech stories. Let's start with the highlight of the week. The DOJ will ask courts to make Google sell Chrome browser. The reason is Google's use of Chrome as its main tool to develop the advertising market. You might not be aware, but Chrome isn't 100% open source, and Google improves its advertising business using statistical data collected from Chrome. This allows them to deliver better targeted ads. Chrome still holds 65% of market share. More than half of people prefer Google Chrome, and as you know, the browser is fully integrated with Google services, constantly sending analytics and data to Google. In short, without Chrome, it would be harder for Google to run its advertising business that generates over $200 billion. The US Department of Justice believes selling Chrome would create a more equal, competitive environment. However, with Trump's incoming cabinet change, there is a 99% chance that this won't be pursued. I think all antitrust cases in the US will likely fall through after Trump. And even without Trump's administration, it's unclear if the courts would accept this decision. Some people think this could negatively impact the browser market. For instance, who could manage a project like Chrome? It's obvious a small company couldn't handle this. Chrome has a lot of forks, all depending on Chrome being nice and stable and secure. And you might say, okay, a large company can buy it, but if a large company buys it, what guarantees that they won't follow the same practices as Google? For example, let's say if Microsoft bought it, couldn't they use it the same way for Bing? So there is a dilemma here. In my opinion, while Google is clearly a monopoly, how to solve this is trickier than you might think. I think the problem goes beyond breaking up Google. It's in the system that allows companies like Google to reach this level. Therefore, we need to examine the system and make moves to improve it in the long term. Now let's move on to AI news. A UK telecommunications service, O2, has created an AI grandmother to waste scammers' time. This AI, which impersonates a grandmother, calls reported scammer numbers with the aim of wasting hours of their time, preventing them from scamming real people. The demo video is actually hilarious. I think they've found a great use case for AI. Anyone can report a scammer number to this grandmother, and the system automatically calls the reported scammer number. AI company Cerebras has developed a system that can reach 969 tokens per second with the Llama 3.5 405B model. They claim that there is no quality loss, and it delivers the first token within 240 milliseconds. If you can't imagine what 969 tokens per second means, it can output approximately 700 or 800 words per second. The first token delivery time is also very fast. This interface is 12 times faster than GPT-4 and 18 times faster than Claude 3.5 Sonnet. And you might ask, how do they achieve this? Through their proprietary systems. They are not very open about this, unfortunately, but you can see how amazing it is just by trying it once. It's just so fast, and you've never seen anything like this before. In 2025, Microsoft will enable real-time voice translation in Microsoft Teams. It will clone your voice and translate into different languages simultaneously. If you're talking with multiple people who speak different languages, it will translate what you say in your native language to other languages using your voice. Initially, it will only support 9 languages, and other languages will be added over time. While this is good, such AI translations aren't perfect yet. Maybe you've tried it before, and I think this could lead to misunderstandings. Still, someone needs to make these initial attempts for this technology to improve for sure. So yeah, I'm glad actually somebody's doing it, and if it gets perfected, it will be nice for everybody. Now let's move on to this week's security news. According to newly released court documents, NSO, owner of Pegasus spyware, repeatedly exploited WhatsApp vulnerabilities to install Pegasus on users' phones. The first exploit, called Heaven, allowed their servers to communicate with real WhatsApp servers to send malicious messages to WhatsApp users. This was happening before 2018, by the way. A message comes to your phone, and after processing this message, Pegasus malware would install on the device. No user action or clicking was required. It's a zero-click hack. Being a WhatsApp user was enough. While a WhatsApp update between September and December 2018 fixed this issue, NSO developed another hack called Eden in February 2019, bypassing WhatsApp's new protections. And then WhatsApp patched this vulnerability as well. WhatsApp sued NSO in October 2019. By May 2020, NSO could install malware again using a different exploit called Erased. And at this point, you might understand that it's become a cat and mouse game. NSO officials claim that they don't use these exploits, their customers do. They say they can't see the stolen data, so they're not responsible, they shouldn't be responsible, the case should be dismissed. And I mean, how absurd is that? They are legally hacking whoever they want, and since their customers are usually wealthy individuals or governments, I guess there's no problem. It's also interesting that WhatsApp has been repeatedly vulnerable to these exploits, though considering WhatsApp is the world's most used messaging app, it's not surprising that NSO focuses on finding WhatsApp vulnerabilities. The lawsuits continue, and time will tell if NSO is right. I mean, I don't think they should be right, it's just legally hacking, basically. But you might be worried that maybe am I being targeted? Well, the chance of such an exploit being used against you is very low. It's mainly used against high-profile targets, though technically it could happen to anyone. I don't think it will happen to normal users. Still, this shouldn't be allowed legally. I hope that courts take the right decision here. A fake Bitwarden ad on Facebook is causing users to install counterfeit Bitwarden extension and steal their passwords. They've even mimicked the extension page, but when users click Add to Chrome button, it downloads a zip file requiring manual installation. People less familiar with technology might not recognize that this is malicious and install it, because normally when you go into Chrome store and click Add to Chrome button, it just installs. You don't manually install it. So a person who's understanding this should get suspicious about it, but some people won't. Here's another benefit of using ad blockers. This harmful ad on Facebook isn't the first and won't be the last, and the same applies to other advertising platforms. A new Windows 11 feature makes admin users more secure. Previously, when logging in as an admin, you had continuous admin privileges, and everything you opened had admin access down to the kernel processes. Now in Windows 11, admin users will see a UAC screen for sensitive operations. After confirming the operation, a temporary admin token will be created and destroyed once the process is complete. This prevents software from regularly operating with admin level privileges. But you might ask, what's the difference between a normal and an admin user now? Both require some UAC screen. Well, the difference is this change isn't meant for home computers. Think of yourself being an IT department person. You'll need admin user access continuously because you're going to do some changes, and this enhancements on admin users will help you use the system more securely. Regular users in your company probably won't have admin privileges anyway, so this is actually targeted for people who continuously have to use admin privileges, admin accounts. 2 critical vulnerabilities were found in Apple's Intel-based computers, affecting JavaScript core and WebKit. Attackers can execute remote code on your system through a specifically crafted website. Both vulnerabilities are actively being exploited, so make sure to update your Mac immediately. Let's move on to hardware news, and we just have only one news in this category. A critical vulnerability has been discovered in D-Link routers, and D-Link is telling users to throw them away and buy new ones. Yes, they won't fix the vulnerability. And if you continue using these routers, your connected devices will be at risk. And you can see the affected devices on screen right now. This isn't D-Link's first such incident. They've done similar things before, so be extra careful when buying D-Link products, as they clearly don't stand behind their products and make designs for short-term use. Let's move on to Misfits. X is experiencing its largest exodus since Elon Musk's acquisition. People are migrating to platforms like BlueSky and Mastodon. While many users cite bots, political ads, and harassment as for reasons to leaving, Trump's presidential win triggered this migration. Elon Musk had been actively supporting Trump on X platform. We don't discuss politics in technology reports, so I won't comment much on that, but what interests me is that BlueSky benefits most from this exodus. BlueSky has surpassed 19 million users and reached the first place in the Play Store's free apps list. I haven't tried BlueSky myself, and you can share your experiences in the comments, but my issue with BlueSky is that while it appears to be a Fediverse, it's not really. At least in its current state, you can only use it through their own site. So it's not like it's a distributed network that you can use in different domains and you can open your own BlueSky, and then, you know, it's not like that. So you can only use BlueSky on one website, at least right now. And it's probably gaining more users than the truly distributed Mastodon due to its easy registration process. The BlueSky system appears more understandable for non-technical users since there's just one website and they don't have to think. They just go into one website and register. So Mastodon doesn't have a thing like that. You have to understand things. I mean, you can of course register on one website, but still, it's just there's too much slang, or a lot of things are said to you when you're registering. So probably that's why Mastodon has gained less people compared to BlueSky. But Mastodon hasn't been left out entirely. iOS downloads increased 47% and daily registrations reached to 90,000. Spotify has become a platform where cheats and pirated software links are being shared. People create podcasts to share links to pirated software. Of course, you can't know if these programs have viruses or safe. You might ask, why are these guys choosing Spotify for this? Because Google and many search engines trust Spotify, and these links rank well in SEO. Spotify will likely need to implement an automated control system. They can't prevent this by just removing individual podcasts. If such content continues to increase on the platform, their reputation will suffer. Microsoft is displaying full-screen warning messages to computers still running Windows 10, telling them that they need to upgrade their hardware. As you know, Windows 10 support ends in 2025, and without upgrading to Windows 11, you won't receive security updates. If yours doesn't meet Windows 11 requirements, Microsoft suggests buying a new computer. Perhaps they'll provide the money for new computers too. The most disappointing aspect of this Windows 11 situation is that many computers are capable of running Windows 11 and they can't be upgraded due to planned obsolescence. This is clearly intentional. You know that many computers can run Windows 11 fine by bypassing installation requirements. And if you see such a screen, know that you don't need to buy a new computer just to upgrade to Windows 11. Your currently working computers aren't trash and they can be used for years. And if possible, switch to Linux and continue using your computer for decades until the hardware actually dies. You won't have to deal with such nonsense full screen notifications and you will use your computer however much possible. Japan's National Consumer Affairs Center has recommended individuals to create digital inheritance plans. Many families can't easily access accounts or cancel subscriptions after a family member dies. Therefore, Japan authorities suggest that ensure your family can access your phone and passwords before you die. This was an important point I thought about before. Today, many things are digital, but it's difficult to communicate this to others before death. Some of you might know that back in the day, I wrote a software called Deadman Message for this purpose actually. This is a basic script, it's still on GitHub. It sets a timer on your computer, and if you don't reset the timer, it sends an email with attachments to pre-designated people. This way, when you die, and don't reset the timer, you can send a message to your loved ones. If you're interested, you can check out the project. I'll leave a link in the description. WhatsApp now will show transcripts of voice messages. This is a good feature because sometimes you're not in an environment where you can listen to voice messages, and seeing the transcript underneath a voice message make things easier. Currently, it's not enabled by default. You need to activate it in the settings. We talked about the fake Bitwarden extension a while ago. And speaking of extensions, I made a video of my all-time favorite extensions. I'm sure most of them will speed up and beautify your web experience. You can watch that video by clicking right here.